Welcome, citizen, to another Starcraft Nation broadcast. This is your host, Venerati. During today's segment, we are going to see the second game of 3 in between Team SC2GG and Team Cuns. Representing Team Cuns, we have Markohfive spawning as the pink Protoss. Almost said purple, but he's definitely pink. I'm not colorblind. And representing Team SC2GG is carpedium. You are going to be deemed Carp, as I don't feel like saying that entire name during the entire cast. So today we are on Lost Temple, as this is a pretty awesome map. You see it all the time. Can't say enough about it. I love these little tiny peninsulas here, as they generally get used to great advantages, as we will see it later. I believe the next game you see it used a great deal. And as always, I mean, you should always put something up here as, hey, you know, why not? Why not put something out here? Don't put a tank on the edge, but put your units, as some people will rally their units and they will walk right by there, so you get a lot of free pot shots. So either way, coming back to what we got going on here, Markohfive is going to throw down a gateway, riveting, and he has a probe coming in here scouting. So the scouts, gotta say, super important, especially if you are playing any sort of high tier caliber play. It's important, period. Because, I mean, why would you want to go into a battle blindfolded? I know I wouldn't want to, but we see the probe getting surrounded and gangbanged right there by the drones. The drones did not like him there. That's why you cannot run your probe through this mineral line. So dangerous. And if you really feel like doing it, go ahead and queue up on one of these crystals, as he will be able to run through all of these guys, as apparently whenever you move through, whenever you're moving towards crystal, you become, oh man, ghost-like. There we go. I can't think of that word. Either way, we see Markohfive mourning the death of his probe, and we have Carp coming over here. Will he try to grab this? No. Markohfive does a good job of going ahead and queuing up an assimilator right there, as the probe decides not to sacrifice itself and become an extractor, but he's going to go hide in the corner. Look at that sneaky probe. Good gosh, you're going to have a hard time finding him. So we might see him stay there for quite some time and do some spying, as we don't see any sort of... Okay, never mind. We do see a Zealot coming here. We're not seeing any sort of chrono boost on it. Just kind of curious as to why it was going unused. And we have these Overlords kind of poking around in the middle of the field, and we do see Zerglings and Zergling speed coming online, so we're probably going to see Carp one base it as of now, as we are 21 drones in for him, and we don't see any sort of hatch being thrown down. So this probe is going to try to come in here. He will be able to see all of these Zerglings running out of the base. We do have a Baneling and an Evolutionary Chamber coming here, so Markohfive was able to see that Baneling nest, and he will see that the spawning pool is going ahead and cranking something out, and we do have Carp trying to get this queen to persuade the drone to go away, as the Zerglings are starting to mass over here by the Zelnaga Tower. Right now, there are a lot of Zerglings, and I'm not sure if that's Zergling tight right now, and he is not on hold position, so he could move ever so slightly and let all of those Zerglings run by and get in the mineral line, as we do have 2 more Zerglings coming out, 4 more on the way, and Zergling speed is almost done. Actually, we have 4 more on the way, and we have 5 Banelings being queued up right now. So we're going to see carpedium go for a 1 base. Not too common with Zerg, at least I haven't seen it too much. So it's going to be really interesting to see how he's going to be able to pull that up. We do have 1 sentry coming in here. We almost have warp gate technology, so we might be able to see another sentry. No, we actually have another sentry already being built. So Markohfive is going to be able to maintain this ramp if he chooses to with those force fields. And we do have the Banelings moving up here. They are going to see what they can do here, as we do see a force field coming down. So great move by Markohfive here, denying those ground units access to his base, as the warp gate does come online. We have 1 brave Zergling able to sneak past that Zealot, as it was able to run up there. And the Zealot is on hold position, so that is not Zergling type. Right now, we could have Carp run by with all this, and when those Banelings do get up there, the Banelings pull back and they come back up, so those Banelings kind of really just not doing anything on the ramp. But we do have the Zerglings trying to run up here, trying to get through here. He does not run past. He chooses to engage his Zealot. I do believe this is a bad decision. Yes, we do see another force field trapping all of these Zerglings, so we see Carp's initial assault falter and is totally reversed on him as these force fields just devastated the usefulness of these units, as we do have this one lone Zergling going to be able to see that Markohfive is going to poke around outside. We do have another Zergling out here on the Zelnog Tower, and he needs to move these Overlords, as these Overlords are out in the wind just begging to be shot, as we do have Stalkers and we do have Sentries on the field, and this Overlord is just begging, and this one is too, so both of them begging. We did see a hatch go down for half a second, and then it was canceled by Carp, just anticipating that push, which was a good reactionary move, but Carp is not in a really good position right now. Let's go take a look at the mineral, or the income tab. Yes, he is about half strength as far as harvesters go, so Carp not in a good position. We do have Markohfive already getting his expansion, so Carp needs to either do a ninja expand or attack at full force right now, as he is not, he's not sitting pretty at all, as we do have a Roach Warren here now, so these Roaches are going to be effective against the Stalkers, especially since they did get the upgrade as far as the range, so they are going to be able to apply more DPS to the forces here. As we only see one Stalker, we see a lot of Sentries, and we see one Overlord left in the wind, and this Overlord is going to die a painful death. And there we go, spreading its juices all over those Sentries, and we see another one sitting here. So carpedium is already supply locked, and he's going to be supply locked that much more. And boom, there we go. Will this other one get hit? No, they do not have vision on it quite yet, but they do see that there is no hatch here, and Carp is commenting on the lag, not noticing any little torch. We are in the replay, and we do have this Spine Crawler coming over here, and he is adding his firepower. We do have force fields coming down. Look at these force fields. This is a perfect entrapment by Markohfive. This is great force fielding right here. I don't think I've seen anything like that before. Great force fields. All of these Roaches were basically forced to sit there, as they did not have range to hit the Sentries back, the Sentries Disruptor Beam, or the Stalker. So that was pretty awesome, and we see 8 kills for this Stalker. So yeah, and we have Carp continuing to talk it up and wishing to engage Markohfive in some sort of banter. And I believe I heard the Wambulance. I don't know if Carp is truly upset here or what. I don't know. I've never met the guy either way. So we do have Carp trying to dig himself out here, as we do have another hatchery, or a hatchery coming down in the natural, but these forces are going to be able to stop it, as we see a nice force field going down on the ramp, refusing any sort of reinforcements by Carp, and another force field going down. So Markohfive has Mark on the ropes. He is trapped and cornered, and I see that he has a Spire coming up, which is a good reaction to being contained, as he will be able to run through here and just pillage all of these mineral lines. But meanwhile, he's got to get that up before Markohfive chooses to push, as Markohfive is sitting pretty as far as income goes. He is more than doubled Carp's income here. I'm going to take a look at the income tab. Oh, and we do actually see Markohfive moving up here ever so slightly, as we do have this Spine Crawler adding its DPS to this field. We saw one Stalker go down before they even started to attack. We see this Overlord get popped right there. We see some more force fields coming down. Is Markohfive going to be able to force field everyone out of there? No. These Roaches are able to maintain some sort of DPS on these units, as we do see Markohfive pull out, as it was not exactly the most advantageous positioning for himself. Markohfive does look, however, like he is reinforcing his units. Yes, a nice safe placement on that pylon. We do see Markohfive retreating. We see him drawing out these Roaches, so now these Roaches are in a bad position, as there are a lot of Stalkers right here. Not enough Roaches to deal with this. More force fields going down, denying the retreat here, and we are going to see all of these Roaches go down to this Stalker army, and we do see 3 Mutalisks being put out almost online right here, and we see these Zerglings desperately throwing away their lives, trying to protect that hatch, as it is not going to get anywhere near completion. And we see this Spine Crawler adding its phallic defense force, and it is pissed off, trying to kill that sentry. It does kill the sentry, and we had 3 Mutalisks, but these 3 Mutalisks are not going to be anything compared to this massive Stalker army. Carp paying homage to Markohfive, and Markohfive, of course, taking it in the most respectable manner. And we do see the drones coming off of the mineral line, going to be throwing their lives away for the hive mind. Well, Queen of Blades at this point. And Carp goes ahead and taps out, leaves the game. Carp's main problem here, I guess, was the fact that original early assault did not work, and he was not able to establish any sort of expansion, as those early pushes do really put you in a bad way as far as economy goes. Either way, it was a great game, as we now have the teams at 1-1. SC2GG was represented by Carp here, so they are tied, and the next game is going to decide the matchup here. So, guys, please stay tuned. Thank you so much for joining me, and as always, citizens, stay safe.